Hello, Pete. Yeah, the big clean today. I'm also just testing out my internet. If it's any good in the shed, because I'm actually furthest point away from sort of big light going through my head at the moment. Testing out my internet through my shed. I'm at the furthest point, so I thought I'd give it a go, see what it's like. Let us know if you can hear me or if it's bad streaming. I haven't got the best signal in the world, but I do know. But give us a shout. Let us know if you can hear me. If not, I'll abort it. Hiya, Matt. How you doing? It's good, is it, Pete? That's fantastic news, and it's good. So at least I can do it from here from now on. Farmall, how you doing, buddy boy? Good to see you. DNS Lawn Care Landscape and Services. Hiya, Matt. How are you doing? It's good, is it? That's I'm pleased with that. It's not going to be a brilliant live. It may go on for a little while. As I say, I'm just doing a bit of a test today. So I thought I would try and do a live at the same time. And just try and, whilst I've got a bit of a low period, haven't got a lot on. So I thought I'd do a live whilst I'm trying to tidy up. I've managed to get the Hater 56 parts all in. Well, ordered anyway. They've been ordered this morning, which is cool. I've ordered a new crank rod, new piston rings, and new gasket. I've also just ordered a new honing tool for the cylinder head. That was cheap. It was only £7. It's not too bad, but you know, I just feel I just need to just get rid of that one score mark that's on that cylinder head. So I've put new rings in as well. Yeah, Duke's World, trust me, this is going to take a few hours. This is no easy task. What I'm looking to do eventually is I'm going to move all my I've got 4 shelving stacks. I want to move those over the back side here. I'm going to get rid of this worktop here and just have this one, but put it near the window in this corner. So I have a bit of route around today, a bit of a sort out. Can you all hear me okay, or is it? I know the lighting's not exactly brilliant, but that's the best I can do for now. But I don't really need lighting with my complexion, do I? That's the thing. You know what I mean? So today's just a bit of a tidy up going on. Some old tools that I don't need, I don't want anymore. I'm just going to get shot off, car boot them or scrap them. And just a good general tidy up, sweep up, get rid of some stuff I don't need. I've got loads coming in. I've got the sound is fine. It's fantastic. I've got coming in about 4 or 5 lawnmowers for service. I've got a generator coming in for service. So I've got lots coming in, but you know, until it comes in, it's not in, is it? So just got to hang about for that sort of stuff. So I thought I'd tidy my toolbox up because I'm still trying to find my 14mm Halford socket, which I haven't been able to locate as of yet. So I've got to do that. This is all the bits and pieces that, you know, literally, everything's got a home in my shed. Literally, it's wherever I throw it. But at the minute, I'm struggling just to work around and find stuff. So I thought if I do a tidy up, and at the same time, if anyone's about, wants to have a chat, wants to have a catch up, that'd be cool. If you've got any questions, or maybe I can ask you questions, that'd be good. So I've got a toolbox here, for instance. Let me get this up. This was in my Land Rover. Hiya, Max. How you doing, buddy? I will try and keep up with the chat as much as I can. So this toolbox was what I had when I had a Land Rover. So it's just got some real old tools in it, some bits and pieces. Anti-squirrel compound. Can't have enough of that for Land Rovers. It's just got some old water damage stuff I just shouldn't have kept anymore. So that's an old oil filter removal tool. If I can oil it up, I may keep that. That's not a bad little tool to have, actually. It's only a rubber tool, so I can probably keep that one. Just give it a shot with the old WD. So I have got to do my Astrovan service at some point. It needs new brakes on it, so I'll probably do a full service on that at some point, which would be good. So the Hater parts are ordered. They should be in next week. They're expensive, to be fair. Oh, someone's on the phone. No idea who that is, so we'll ignore that. Yeah, I think the crank itself was Max, wonderful. Just got to work. 7:20 here. Yeah, so it's nearly midday here, Max. Yeah, it is midday 20. So the crank was 40 odd nicker. Oh, the piston rod. Sorry, that's 40 nicker. Piston rings were £11. Gasket was about £4 or £5. So it's got no use for this sort of thing anymore. Besides, we just don't have the bits for it anymore. But just with modern technology, it's just not needed. I don't want to get shot of it. It's just not needed. An old tap connector, that's no good for me anymore. There's a nice flatted drive there, I'll keep that. So it's just going through all my old tools, what I've got, and I thought it'd be a good time just to catch up with people. Rather than just doing a video and saying nothing. Nice big drift there, keep that. Honestly, Mr. DIY, there is hundreds of those tools. It's just not worth doing. Instant gasket. I suspect that's probably had it. Yeah, she's solid. So I haven't had Land Rovers for a long time, but they could be a good tool if we get going again. They're for the hoses. So I might just give that a squirt of the old WD, let that soak for a bit, put it on the bench grinder and just grind them up. I'll get them to free up. They'd be a good little tool. There we go. Eventually. Look at that meters working. Can you tell me which way the governor goes in the lawnmower? What do you mean the governor? As in, I need to know what lawnmower or what have you talking about there, Matt? I've got about 35,000 cable ties here. If I do miss any of the chats, lads, and any of you know the questions to any of the stuff that's going on, feel free just to butt in and reply to them. I'm not a professional, as you all know, never declared to be one, but I'll have a go at anything. When I've done my workshop, pop down and do mine. Coffee on tap. The way it's going, I'm going to be a little while. That's a nice little toothbrush, look. That's a keeper. I've got about 35,000 cable ties here. I'll keep all of them. So what we're up to is I see Max is at work. What's cooking, as I say? Just making sure there's nothing worth keeping in here. Some real old cheap old ratchets. If that's a 10mm, I'll have that. Yeah, that's a 10. I'll keep that one. Never enough 10mm. Don't worry about spelling. That's not my forte either. When I left high school, I couldn't even spell my own name. So don't worry about things like that. I'm fully used to that. I'm about as dyslexic as they come. What's that say there? Martin, I'm not very good at spelling, but I know a friend and Stratton. She must add Briggs and Stratton engine oil pan. You might have to redo it again, mate. I can't quite follow what you're saying there. Pete, got a chainsaw with stupid screws on the exhaust. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Is it just a standard run of a mill chainsaw? You know, out the B&Q jobbies, or lots of those style ones that they're pain. I've got one that MT 900 or 999. That's got really stupid carburetor adjustment screws. I can't get nothing in there, so at the moment I can't tweak it. Good morning, Susan. How you doing? I'm just waiting on the phone to send. What's that say, Max? I'm just waiting on the phone to ring to send an ambulance and fire trucks out. What's going on, Max? Your magic box. What's in here? Super patch. Probably an old bike kit. So many old chisels just been neglected. That's quite a nice little extension bar. It's a bit deformed on the back. I'll probably end up whacking that with a hammer at some point. Stanley. Yeah, that'll be all right. That'll clean up. Little scraper. I can buy them to a penny. Are you emergency services dispatcher? Cool. Yeah, definitely. Hats off. Anyone that's in any of the emergency services or ever served, hats off to you all. You don't get enough recognition for what you do, even the guys and girls doing the background work. It's a shame. Nice old pair of mole grips there. I might soak them in petrol for a bit. They may come up. Big rivets, don't need them. Scissors, don't need them. Well, I think that's about it out of this little box. I'll keep the cable ties. Another little wire brush there. That'll clean up. Not mailing some stuff out. Cool. Mr. DIY, I'm watching whilst polishing a set of motorbike forks. What sort of motorbike is that? I'm not really into motorbikes, but in regards to riding them, I've always wanted one, to be fair. But I think the way my life is, especially even more so now with a little Riley boy, I just wouldn't have the time to do it. It would just sit in my shed and just gather dust. So it's not much point in it. I'd never ever find my time. Plus, me working nights and what have you. My Riley boy was not in a good day at school today. I had to go and take him to school. We got thrown off the bus because he was misbehaving. And a bit of a moment, so I had to take him in. And the school just rang and says he's had a moment at school as well. So I'm endeavouring. I might go and pick him up a bit later on. Well, only a big bunch of cable ties there. They're cool. No, too many then. Wrong colour really, but they'd be all right. SP50 1909. Cool. Yes, I'm cleaning up Riley's shop. Yeah, that'd be about right. Do you know what? That boy is absolutely loving this YouTube channel. Absolutely loving it. As soon as he gets off that bus, he wants to know if we're doing a recording and what have you. Absolutely loves it. Like I've always said, as long as he's happy, I'm happy. But it's good. It's good for him. And the generosity of all of you guys out there sending in bits and pieces. I don't think copper slip ever goes off. So that'd be cool. I'll keep that. I can go over there. So that's cool. Yeah, no, Riley boy, he's a very lucky little lad, actually. He gets lots of bits and pieces. And I'm very fortunate to have him in my life because he's taught me so much in life. Having a child with disabilities is tough, I can assure you. But at the same time, it is so rewarding. And that little boy, he's been awake since 1:30 this morning. 1:30, he started his day this morning, and so he's already done 6.5, 7 hours before he's even gone to school. You know, and they wonder why he struggles, but because he's got what's called a reverse circadian rhythm, so his body clock effectively is back to front. His body clock is flipped, and it's permanently flipped. You won't be able to reset it. It's not like a turning a person on or off, or rebooting. So his body clock is permanently flipped. So he'll probably wake up at about 1:30 in the morning every single morning for the rest of his life. So he's struggling today. Your wife won't let you have a new bike. That's the exact reason why my missus is not trap at me having one, to be fair. And to be fair, I wouldn't trust myself. Probably don't do myself in. Remember I told you about my lawnmower oil leak on your live stream? Matt, brother, you're going to have to jog my memory, buddy. So it's got an oil leak. Is it coming from a sump then? From a sump gasket? Because if it is, try a new gasket. Or if you're going to use gasket glue, and I wouldn't recommend using a lot. Just literally just a nice even smear rather than even a bead if it's leaking. He is a lovely lad, Mr. DIY. You're 110% correct. He is a credit to me and my wife. We know that. We're so lucky to have him. And trust me, in the early days when Mrs. P was carrying him, we went for a 12-week scan, and the doctor said, the lady who did the scan at 12 weeks, she said, you can't go until a doctor sees you. And she come back into a room with a box of tissues, and that was it. We thought game over. He had a problem with his intestine, with his lower bowel. He couldn't. His lower bowel wasn't emptying, and they just said eventually it'd just go pop, and that'd be game over. So we were expecting to lose him. After that 9 months, they said, "Oh, we saw somebody else," and they said, "No, it's perfectly normal." And so I think they just scare you, don't they? They just scare you because they can't commit to anything due to the blame culture and sue culture that we live in. So no, we are lucky. We are very lucky to have him in our lives. We know that, despite all the grief that comes with the syndrome. I mean, sometimes you guys, you see a lovely little happy little boy. Trust me, he's not always happy. I can assure you. There's another. They actually call his syndrome Jekyll and Hyde syndrome. So 1 minute he's cool, and the next minute off the scales. And when I say off the scales, I mean off the scales. But it is what it is. It's the cards we were dealt with. Well, Susan, that's what it is. I mean, my old man is a great dad. He is a great dad. He was a tough dad. He was tough. I grew up with two other brothers and a sister. Dad was always working nights. No money in the house. And what was put in front of you had to eat, because you weren't quite sure where your next meal was coming from. And he was hard. He was a hard man. But over the years, he has mellowed out. I think it's called getting old. We should still cherish them whilst they're all here, despite their shortfalling sometimes. I certainly don't hold a grudge to my dad. He did what he did to keep order in our house, because apparently I was slightly unruly. I just can't see that. So my man's cool now. He's wisened up a bit. Hi DIY, how you're doing? Okay, so Matt, so you've got a leaky lawnmower that's possibly coming out the sump. So you need to take that sump off. Take under them 7 or 8 bolts, knock the sump off. Double check for cracks is number one. Make sure there's no cracks in there. And either buy a complete new gasket for it or clean the whole surfaces up. And with gasket gunk, gasket maker stuff, the old glue, in my opinion, little is best. If you put loads and loads and loads on, it's never going to seal properly. So just put a nice, really thin smear all the way around, and then press it down, and then leave it overnight. Let it seal and let it harden right up. It should be okay, I'd say. He is a cheerful lad, Pete. No, you're quite right. DIY lost my dad about a week ago. I can't even comment on that. You know, I can't even begin to think what it's like. Mrs. P lost her dad about 6, no, a bit more than that. We've been together 10 years, so it's been about 8, no, about 10 years now. So Mrs. P lost her dad, and it's there every day. They say time's a healer, right? I don't believe that. If time's a healer, why is my wife crying? Sometimes for no reason, and you know, she misses her old man. That's what it is. DIY, love my vids. Yeah, I don't mind them. They're pretty cool. I mean, it's not so much their vids. This is my life. This is what I do. You know, it's a chapter in my life. Someone said, "Why don't you do YouTube videos? You'll be good at it." Anyway, no, they're cool. I hope you enjoy them. If you don't enjoy them, don't watch them. But I think they're okay. Content's not bad. Yeah, that's the other way of looking at it, mate. I know my mother-in-law. She's indoors. She lost her buddy. She was living in a mobile home on her own, and she was going downhill. So I said to her, "Come and pitch a tent next door." So she's in the annex. She's in with us, and she's cool. And Riley absolutely adores her. Adores her. Right, I've got some spanners here. What am I doing with this lot? These are all old stuff. The chances of me using them are slim to none. 11/16. That's a 16mm ring. 1/2 inches. 22s. I mean, some of these I'm not going to use. Some I've got copies already of. So I've got those hanging up here already. I've got some in my toolbox. So what do I bin them, or do I just stick them in a box somewhere out the way, just in case? Snubby, you would say scrap it. Your sticker has been posted this morning, Snubs. Snubby, it's on its way. Literally, when I was seeing a live stream this morning, you come on, and it was on my armchair beside me. Keep them. I keep them. Where am I going to keep them? You're not helping. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to tidying up. In an empty box. I broke one of my storage bins. Not happy about that. I moved my spark plugs up that Matt Stubbington's boy gave me. Martin, I'll take the spanners. Yeah, come down, pick them up. So literally, I'm just trying to have a tidy up before I do any moving about in here. What's that in there? Stick them on eBay. The problem is, stuff is so cheap now. I mean, they're not even good makes, you know. So you can pick stuff up off eBay. It's so cheap, or Amazon, brand new. You know, the second-hand market. The second-hand market, in my opinion, is on its arse, because unless it's specialist, you can buy everything brand new now. And I'm not particularly heavy on my tools, so my tools should last. Don't forget that competition's running still for that air compression kit I'll be sending out. When I say that, end of June, wasn't it? 13th, 16th. Until I had a Land Rover. I do need a new Allen key set. That's what I do need. Because, my Allen keys have all gone for Burton over the years. If anyone can find me a link to a 14mm Halford set of sockets, I just want the one 14mm, the Halford set with the extra teeth on them. Anyone can find a 14mm one of those? Send the link. That made my set complete then. And I've got probably about 45 of these. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I need 45, but I need to start whittling some of it down. I don't get rid of it because if I don't get rid of one, if we don't need one. I'm fully aware of that, but can't just keep stuff all the time. On eBay, send me a link, Jace, or email me at mixmowers01@gmail.com. Give us an email. You put it on here, I'll lose it. You live in Scotland. He's not doing very good, Jukes. He's not doing very good at all. That's the truth of it. I'm not going to tell a lie. He's struggling today. Some of you may or may not know, but Riley also, within his syndrome, Riley does self-harm. Just something you guys don't see and probably will never see. So stuff like head banging, pulling toenails off, self-hitting, scratching, all that sort of yummy stuff. He does all of that when he gets very uptight. He does all of that sort of stuff. So that's why I say life is tough. Riley does have self-injurious tendencies when he's a syndrome. So he's not doing very well today, but he's at an absolutely fantastic school that just understand him. They really understand him really well, and they can cater for his needs. And it's the best place for him, and he enjoys it. He's happy at school. So I think he's got swimming today. So I'd enjoy that. Only thing is, he swims like a stone. I've never heard of those magnet things you have on your tools. Oh, the magnet trays. I don't think I've got one spare because I think they're all in projects. Yeah, they're cool. I'm a little bit careful. I've got 3 or 4 here. Yeah, so all it is just a normal tray, and it's got magnets on the bottom. If you go onto Amazon, whereabouts are you, Susan? If you go onto Amazon, eBay, and just punch in magnet tray, they'll come up. They're cool. Just don't throw them in your toolbox because when you pick them up, you've got everything stuck to it. Can you buy small compression kits? As in, like I've got the compression cylinder kits. Yeah, you can buy them. Again, Amazon, eBay. The best one I got, I purposely got this one because it comes with 4 or 5 different threads on them for different cylinders. Again, yeah, Amazon or eBay. Just put in small engine compression kits, or depends what it is you're trying to do. Jokes is what it is, bruv. You know, it's what it is. I had a choice, right? I had a choice. The choices were very, very simple: play or don't play. We decided to play. There's no way on this earth or the next we was going to ever give my boy up for adoption or for foster because we couldn't cope with his needs. And I don't knock anyone that does, because raising a child with additional needs, it's not even 24 hours a day, man. It's the rest of your life, brother. It's the rest of your life. And that's what's always in the back of my head. What am I going to do when I'm 75, 80 years old if I get that far? What am I going to do? What services are going to be put in place for my boy? Because in the UK, adult learning services, They get shut off when you're 18 years old. Shut off, and if you're not already in it, then you're going to miss out. So no, it's what it is. Play or don't play. I'm playing. There's no way I would even consider doing that. But I know families that do. You know, I'm a trustee with Riley's charity. I'm one of the trustees there, and yeah, there's people in there, there's carers in there that have taken kids on because the parents just can't do it. Just can't do it, and it's hard. It's hard. So I don't begrudge anyone that does it, and it's very hard sometimes to think like that, because into doing that situation yourself, you never know. That's a problem. You never know. I would PayPal you with spanners and the shipping. Brother, honestly, they're just old cheapo spanners. They're nothing special. I'll probably just keep them and just throw them in a drawer. Lidl's are doing the trays, what with magnet trays, yeah, they're very cheap. I think I picked up those 2 doubles. I picked them up off of let me find out. I picked them up off of that was Amazon, I'm sure it was. Where are we? Let's have a look at Amazon. I'm sure I got them off of Amazon. Let's have a quick look here. They were cheap. Purchases, deals, purchases, orders. I think the number about a tenner is what I can remember. Pull cords, spark plugs. Here we go. So I picked up 2 trays. £10.49 off of Amazon. They were for 2 of them. They were cheap. Free delivery. If I bought them again now, they'd be here by the 21st of June. Yeah, they were cheap. So I got to Amazon, £10 for 2. It's not about making your problems insignificant. It's your life, and it's what you do. It's the impact that you can have on others, or that others have on you, that makes it all worthwhile. You know, we all have problems, right? Every single one of us. It don't matter what you say or how you try and get around it. We all have problems, don't we? You know, or we have problems within the families. Every family is the same. But the truth of it is that about 3 years ago, I had a bit of a wobble. No longer that now. Christ, 5 years ago, I had a bit of a wobble, and it was all to do with Riley. It was all to do with, you know, what we were doing with Riley, and Riley's needs weren't being met by us, and we were struggling, and we were labelled as a family in crisis, and all this sort of stuff. That's cool. And after that, I went to see my old quack, and he said, "Yeah, that's what's happened. You've had a bit of a wobble." And since then, I've actually embraced that, and now I fully understand what happened, why it happened, and it's maybe a much better person. I'm much more positive. Nothing much phases me at all now, which is cool. Whereas beforehand, you know, I was really depressed, you know, really struggling with life. But since you can get around all that, and you understand what's happened, and as a man, that's really hard to do. Trust me, men have problems with them showing their emotions. It's made me a much better man for it, which is cool. Susan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is quite harsh. To be fair, Pete, the hardest thing with Riley is watching himself harm. That's the hardest thing, and I don't wish that on my worst enemies, and I've got some. But to see your child welting his head against the floor or punching himself in the face and all that sort of stuff, yeah, it can be heartbreaking. But as I say, it's all about perspective and how you manage it and how you deal with it. And if you can deal with it, then you understand the triggers, you understand what's going on. then it's not so much of a problem. And you know, new families that are being diagnosed with the same syndrome now, I'm one of the first calls to contact with new families, and they're in bits, they're crying, and I can remember me being there not so long ago, you know. But to see Riley self harm now, it's not so bad, but it was. Oh, it absolutely break my heart. But now I understand what's triggering him, and also don't forget he is only an 8-year-old boy, and 8-year-old boys play up, right? So some of it isn't syndrome related. Some of it is an 8-year-old boy just having a wobble because he can't get his own way. So there's that to contend with as well. What is syndrome related and what's not. Tool zone doing mag trays, yeah. Oh, it's an air compressor you want, Susan. Okay, yeah. So I got my air compressor from. There's a new shop opened up over here on the south coast, but that's now since closed. But yeah, I use a standard 25 litre air compressor. You can get a lot smaller or a lot bigger. It depends what you want. It depends what your needs are, and also depends on your electricity outputs as well. But I use a 25 litre off of an air compressor, off of an extension lead. It does everything I want to do. I didn't expect anything big from it in the first place, so 25 litres is fine for me. I think you can get an air compressor now, 25 litre with 2 gauges and a few bits, £100. It's how people react and handle problems that make us who we are. It is that. It's the same. Nick, how long have you been fixing mowers? So it used to affect me when Riley was out and about having an issue in the town, and people would look at you, label you as a bad parent because of your child's playing up. So they used to get educated quite quick, as you can imagine. But now I just ignore them. I don't need those people in my life. So, Pete, lawnmowers and mowers. Let me take a seat. Lawnmowers. I first started my engineering maintenance background when I was about 11 years old. I used to work on the river down in Arundel, which is a very close town to where I live. And I used to work on outboard motors, Stuart Turner inboards, all types of Volvo Penta outboards, all that sort of stuff. So I learned my trade there from about the age of 11, working for a bloke called Andre Buller, who used to own a Riverside Tea Gardens boat hire place. So I learnt my general mechanics there, and then I worked on a farm after that, about the age of 14 to about the age of 19, somewhere there. So pretty much working on a farm, you learn to weld anything to anything and bodge, scarper, and what have you. So I learnt a lot of my stuff there. And then as I left that job, went onto a railway. You can't do those sort of mechanics. Like times are starting to change. But I've always been very well mechanically minded. Mechanics isn't hard. Anyone can do it as long as you take photographs, you make documents, and have a good memory and a good ear sometimes as well. You can hear what's going on. So I started about age of 11, Pete, is a truthful answer. Yeah, I agree with Cliff. An air compressor, in my opinion, is a must-have. If you're doing carburetors, lots of people have said to me just recently, really recently, lots of people have said, Mick, why don't you use carburetor cleaner? Blah, 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 blah. Truth is, I don't need to. That's the truth. I don't need to. However, there are times when I wish I had carburetor spray and I haven't got it. But as long as you have the basic tools, WD-40 is fantastic. An air compressor, a little wire brush of some description, and also these gas jets files is what I use. They're a lifesaver. As long as you have those, that's brilliant. The best thing for carburetors, the best thing is cleanliness. You've got to have a clean environment to work in. That's why I have a big bag of rags down here, and I'll have 15 rags for one carburetor if need be. It's got to be clean. The reason I don't use carburetor, use a lot of carburetor spray, it expands all the gaskets and rings and what have you. If you don't have any spares, then you've had it. WD-40 does make them a bit supple, but I don't use carburetor cleaner purely because it does make it expand. If I can take the O-rings off, and I will use it, but with a WD-40 and an air compressor, fantastic. So, Matt, you have learning disabilities. Yep. I think we all do, really. That's the truth of the matter. Every single one of us. So I left school, couldn't even read. And when I joined the railway, I went on a farm after that and didn't need to read there. Didn't need to read or write, nothing. And when I joined the railway, they said, right, first thing to do is go away for 3 weeks to training school, do these tests. So I was like, hello, here we go. I think we've all got some form of disability, one way or the other. Yeah, lavender oil is good. We did try that lavender oil. We also tried a big, what's called a SAD light, SAD light. It's a big, powerful light you put over his head to sit with him, and because he's got reverse circadian rhythm, it's the sunlight that makes him tired. So we tried to reverse it by that, but they don't work. He's on. He now takes 2 types of medication. One melatonin, which is what you produce naturally, and he's also on a beta blocker, blood pressure tablet. Riley is called acebutolol, which helps to reduce the daytime production. So by now, time now is midday, right? So that's Riley's worst time of day, without a doubt. Riley is what we call, he's cooking right now. Riley's cooking. He's cooking for a sleep. His body's producing melatonin, and by about 2 o'clock, his brain will be full of it, and he'll be so tired, it's not even funny. He just struggles. But the school do allow him to sleep if he wants to sleep, so that's cool. Cliff, that's fantastic comment. Thank you very much. And I have respect for all you girls and guys too, you know, because you take time out of your day to sit and watch this ball bloke. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I'm not old. I know I'm not old, Pete. A lot of it is just logic, isn't it? You know, and the thing is, things change over the years. You know, that's why you need to keep buying new tools to upgrade. Do you buy new tools, or do you just try and bodge your old stuff and try and make them work? That's what I do. Yeah, brake cleaner works good too. Actually, yeah, no, that's a good shout. Yeah, DIY definitely. How, you know, that's what this is all about. If you've got a channel, put it up there. Watch each other's videos. Give a like, give a sub. Have a mooch about. You know, and see what interests you. Because you never know. By subbing to one person, might lead to somebody else on their channel as well. Watches their channel. That's what it's all about. So Matt, you're not able to work due to the medicine you're on. Visit Morrisons.com today. Terms and conditions apply. Minimum spend £40. Select a postcode only. Visit Morrisons.com for more details. My parents need care. Double Wide 6 years out in Canada. Yeah, I watched Double Wide 6. He's got a boy with I think his boy had, I want to say leukemia. I might be wrong though. Or was it meningitis? Yeah, I watched Double Wide 6. I also watch Bruce Pender as well. He's cool. In fact, I just sent a sticker out to Bruce just this morning. Double Wide 6 has taken a bit of time out, to be fair, I think. He's not putting so many videos out recently. I did see a swimming pool one recently. But he's I think that's another man with a lot on his plate, you know. He doesn't always show it. He doesn't always show it, but like I say, we've all got stuff on our plate, right? Every single one of us. That's it. That's what it's all about. Share it about. Sub each other up. For those who don't know, yes, I do smoke. I don't like to smoke on videos normally. But live streams I will. I would say you're about 35 years old, Mick. Nope. I am 40 years old and I will be 41 in about a week. June the 22nd is my birthday. So yeah, I've asked for a ultrasonic cleaner. So there you go. So I've asked for a tool for Christmas for my birthday from Mrs. P, and she only asked just the other day about it. So I'm after an ultrasonic cleaner. Not that I'm getting lazy. I'm with my dog. Not that I'm getting lazy. It's just literally some carburetors just need that extra bit of help. I'm going to bring my tool station in a bit more, a bit closer. Try and tidy this up. You're 41. Just a year before me. Have I ever given full thought to the restoration on? Yes, I have. Now, in fact, literally, I was looking at a lawnmower just the other day on eBay. It's really weird. It was a 3 horsepower. Yeah, it was 3 horsepower Briggs, old style. And if you can picture it, it was more like a rotavator than it was a mower. And where you'd find the tines on a rotavator, if you just push them forward on a shaft, about 2.5 feet, big long metal like scaffold shaft went out, and then the mower's on the front of that with 4 dolly wheels. I looked at that. That was close to me. That was in Worthing. They only wanted 15 quid for it, but he couldn't guarantee the compression was there, and also it was missing a side chute. I know that Roy's a boy. He's looking at doing an Atco one. He was looking at picking one up. The problem is, and this is true and truthful. The problem is that getting a vintage mower is one thing. Doing it up is fantastic, and it's what I love to do. But at the end of the day, still got to turn a pound. Still got to try and find money. Still got to try and pay the bill. So at the moment, the stuff I'm doing is for my own benefit to get bigger and better stuff in, and more tools and what have you. So a vintage mower would definitely not be off limits if one fell into my lap and I could pick it up for cheap. 1978, brothers, that's right. Duke's well, still 20 years younger than me. The old Orly rags, Mick. Max will be 45 in July 4th. All right, I'm going to just go through this this drawer because I've got spanners where there should be pliers, and pliers where there should be spanners, and hammers where there should be wire brushes. I picked these up the other day. I don't know if you saw these. These were off of Amazon, some breaker bars. Good for taking lawnmower blades off when you can't. An air gun might do it. So my air gun is only PSI up to 95 pounds, so it doesn't always remove them. What a complete empty drawer here. How cool is that? Yeah, I do vape as well. I vape and I smoke. I did really well on vaping, really well. And then Mrs. P got all stressed out and she started smoking. And because there was tobacco in the house, the rest is history. But I do vape as well. Yeah, I've got a topside mod with a Pulse 24 on it, and currently got lemon meringue pie in there at the minute. So I do vape, and I enjoy it too. I enjoy it more than smoking. But all the time there's tobacco in the house. It's addictive, right? Just found a big bunch of cable ties there. That's cool. Hands up if anyone can guess what that is. Have a guess. A big bar is a must-have. That's good, Pete. Well done. I don't smoke a lot, not a great deal, but sometimes I just fancy a smoke, you know. flue pipe puller. It is. That's exactly what it is. Pete, you're the man. It's what's used to pull the pipes out of tanks. So I've got a couple of videos coming out. They're all done. I've got a nice nice mount field I picked up just the other day. That's a SP, I think it's a 536 ES electric start one. That video's done. That's just waiting to be chucked out. Got that one going the other day. That's cool. And also that MTD, did a nice sort of repair on that as well. Got that one working properly as it should do. I've got to do an engine swap very soon. I've got a Quocast out there with a 450 series new style Briggs. I'm not a fan of the new style Briggses. I think they've gone downhill. Briggses have to a certain degree. But I've got an engine underneath here. I think that's a 450. Yes, a 450 over here. That was given to me. That engine. Apparently, it all works. I've heard that before, right? Sit, mate. Yeah, pulling the old tank, pulling the old pipes out, the old tanks. There's your mother-in-law. She's hanging and washing out. Vandy vape. Yeah, Vandy vape. That's it, mate. Yeah. Yeah, I used to have loads and loads and loads of mods, but I think that was where I was going wrong originally. Is that I had too. I was just trying to keep up with all the fashion and stuff like you do, you know. And in the end, I found the Pulse 24, not the actual Pulse. I've had the Pulse mod. That was okay, but because I worked nights, it was always falling apart on me. And I was losing my rag of it. So I've got the regulated top side now. That's a brilliant mod. Single 18 650 or 2700. Hands up if anyone knows what that's for. Anyone? Get 5 points if you guess that. Pete, you can't enter. Well, no, Jukes. Have a great day. Look after yourself. Yeah, I know. I know you know, Pete. I know you know. That's why I said you can't enter. Anyone else know? Anybody else know? What that's for? It's a specialist bit of engineering, that is. I found my mini tripod too. Looked for it everywhere. Hoof nut tool. Are you a mech man, are you? Yeah, I used to run mechs as well. Well done, Max. That's cool. Look after yourself, buddy boy. It's an air gap spacer for coils. 10 points. Do you know how many people actually make negative comments because I use a piece of card for that? You'd be surprised. You shouldn't be using that. It should be gapped at 10 foul, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. But they do. People make negative comments all the time. I'm hoping to find my 14mm spanner, my 14mm socket, but it ain't going to show up. I know it. I'm sure I looked for it before. That's what it is. Yeah, it's for doing the old the gap spacer. You're right, Pete. Every single time that the car bit of sandpaper, anything like that, as long as you get a spark, right? Because half the problem is not actually the gap. Half the problem is actually not the plug not being gapped right. My old hater I had, the hater 48, that started hunting, mucking about. Put a new spark plug in, did exactly the same. A gap spark plug, perfect. Didn't miss a beat after that. Business card works too. Been in a hurry and fold of paper. Yeah. It all works. And this is the thing about my channel, right? At no point did I say I was a professional. At no point. You know, you do what works. You do what works. You do what you can afford. And you learn by your mistakes. You know, that's what it's about. It's about doing what you can do. This is quite a cool torch I picked up. You've just won a 32mm RDA. Fantastic. I wish I could win a 35mm lawnmower boss. That'd be even better. This is cool. This torch I picked up, that was cheap. And I saw that off of Bruce Pinder's channel, you know, in Canada. Got that off of Amazon, fully rechargeable. And it's brilliant because it's so thin. You can slide it in those little awkward places in the engines and what have you. Really bright LED torch. Fantastic. And it's magnetized as well. That's a really, really good torch. I love using that. I need to find my broom. Got my safety specs, which I always wear when in and around the shop. Yeah, Bruce does good stuff. And also I will say about Bruce, he's genuine. He's genuine. I know he got knocked a little while ago for using second-hand parts. He's got like a big drawer full of second-hand coils and this, that, and the other, and you know. But at the end of the day, as long as you tell your customer you use the second-hand parts and they work, one, it's good for the environment, right? And two, it keeps costs down. You know, you take any lawnmower into a shop. Wait time over here in the UK, 3 weeks minimum. 3 weeks minimum, even for a pull cord. And lots of people charge like £25 just for an inspection fee, standard fee, bang, you know. In just wants a new plug, it's £20 gone. Whereas I can turn and burn a mower inside an hour when I'm not busy. If I'm busy, it might take me a day. I know the old gent who I did the video for that recent video, the Mountfield. About wanted the carburetor clean on it, and I turned that around inside an hour. It took me an hour and a half to pick it up, do it, and take it back. He was over the moon, and no charge. He got a free repair because he gave me a mower, which I've since repaired and is over the other side of the garden. So that's cool. Right, hands up if anyone can see my broom. It's got a red handle on it. I've got one. I do have a broom, but where it is, I couldn't tell you. Yeah, Bruce is Southpaw. Yeah, I know that. So 30 is a bit big for me. I got a 24. I also got a 22 nudge as well. That was a nice one. Don't say it's behind me, Pete. It's not behind me. I bet that's not it. So you're thinking of that thing there, aren't you? That's a strimmer, Pete. I had a broom. I know I had a broom because mother-in-law threw it out and I repaired it. Let me go over here. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. It could be anywhere. A nice Husqvarna grass box there if anyone wants one. There's my old faithful strimmer. That'll be at work tomorrow. Got 6 lawns to cut tomorrow. That's Riley Boy's bag for his new buggy. Air compressor washer. That's sort of cable system I need. A British Motor Company lawnmower around the side. I'm looking at doing that one next. But the Bright Sparks decided to smash all the cables on it. That's not a good choice. I'll get that going soon. Hey, you're not helping. Where's my broom gone? I'll see if it's outside. 2 seconds. No, it's not outside. It can't be far. Maybe the mother-in-law's pinched it indoors since I repaired it. She might have done. Come back. In Indiana, they charge $69 an hour. You're joking. It's crazy. That's crazy talk. But then I suppose people have got to earn a pound, right, or earn a dollar. People have got to live. So I don't begrudge them that, But it's when people are getting ripped off. Tie duster to the strimmer. Why don't you do a video on that? That's cool, Cliff. No worries, mate. It's nice to have you on here. So it wasn't really planned, to be fair. I just thought, well, rather than sit out here talk to myself, I'll talk to you lot. But yeah, it's cool. I'll catch you another day. No worries. It's a brand new broom. I've had it all my life. Yeah. Only fools and horses, great. Chassis swap on a Land Rover at the moment. What Land Rover are you working on? Yeah, we are throwaway well. So for instance, right, that Hayter 56 Pro I currently got on the table at the minute. That came in to the shop where I picked it up from. The owner bought it brand new, the lawnmower, got it out of the box, put it together, and he ran it. Now they're saying 3 hours, but I can't see that. An engine with no oil won't last more than 3 minutes, right? And they took it off and told the customer it needs to have a new engine. The engine's terminal, which in fairness, it could work very well. It could very well have been right, but that doesn't show any signs at all whatsoever of anybody open that engine up and have a look. Nobody. They couldn't even tell me what was up there and ask a question. What was up there? They couldn't tell me. So that family, they got bills to pay too, and they forked out for a brand new Hayter 56. How much is a brand new Hayter 56 running now? 1,200 quid, something like that. So he had a brand new lawnmower. The engine was blown, so they gave him another engine. Now that would have only ever come from Hayter or from Briggs. It wouldn't have come from any other company. So how much is a Hayter 56 lawnmower engine currently from Briggs and Stratton? I want to say 3,500 quid. What I want to say, you can buy them off of eBay for like £190 refurbished. But I want to say about 300 nicker is what I want to say. So that family, they've now forked out best part of £2,000. A 300 TDI 90. Yeah, I used to have a 200 series and a 110. That was cool. That was a nice Landy. Also had a 200 series and a high capacity. I've had a 2A. I've had a series 3 109. Quite a few. But my 110 200 series TDI, that was nice little lawnmower, Land Rover that was. Yeah, smash that like button. That'd be cool. Yes, yeah, Pete. I think it is an easy 350. As I say, you can buy and recon off of eBay. So total, and I'll tell the truth, I picked up that lawnmower engine for 40 quid as a going concern, spares or repair. Since then, I've forked out all the parts for it: new crank rod, new piston rod, new rings, new gasket. That's come in at 74 quid. That's £100, right? So I'm still within the recon market, and I'm still about £250 off of the brand new market. And that engine's brand spanking new. It's not done a thing. So if I can get that engine running sweet, which I think I can, I've got a height of 48. It can go on. So that'd be cool. And then I'll probably end up keeping that. I'll probably end up keeping that and selling my Honda. That blade's had it, Pete, don't you know? The blade has had it. That's the one that come off of that McCulloch, which I put the Husqvarna engine on. I don't fit in there. That's out there for now. So I'm still within the criteria for that. I've got a 1960 Series 2 and an old Disco. Fantastic. Nice little collection. Someone came around my house the other day. He bought a lawnmower off me. He was a shooting man. And he had a nice new 90, brand new 90. It was cool. All air conditioned up, what have you. That was nice. Must have had some testing. Yeah, it had a bit of testing all in it, definitely, Pete. It did have some in there. Difficult to tell because obviously before I ran it, I put oil in, but before I tried to start it, I did try and give it a bit of a turn, so the engine wasn't locked up. I don't think it was far away from locking up, to be fair. Do I charge per the hour, per job, or per job? Yeah, per job, definitely. Per job. It's not fair, in my opinion. Don't forget. Don't shoot me down. Charging per hour. I don't see it feasible in my line of work and what I do. You know, because I'm all right. The bulk of the lawnmowers that come in, just by turning it over, by pulling the cord, you can pretty much guess 80%. You can diagnose what's going on with it. Even by over the phone, you can diagnose what's going on with it. So it does give you a ballpark figure. But what I do is once I diagnose it, I then tell the customer exactly what I think it needs to have on it, and then give them a price. Thank you, Susan, for whacking that old like button. That'll be fantastic. I'm doing quite well. I'm now well over the 5 now, which is cool. Bruce Pinder just uploaded another part of his videos. Go check him out. He is cool. He's got a collection of mowers, about 5 mowers at the moment. And Colin Ketley. If anyone doesn't know who Colin Ketley is, then you need to go and check out Colin Ketley and give him a tap and a sub and send him mixed mowers sent you over. Colin does a lot of stuff and he's a very knowledgeable man. And Jason said, look at this on eBay. What's he saying? Halfords professional socket, 14mm, £2, 39, 3/4 inch drive. That's what I need. Buy it now. Loading. That'll be here in 1 day. Confirm and pay. That's my 14mm socket paid for. Cool. So yeah, I don't charge by the hour. I just charge per job, because lots of my stuff is second-hand parts, reconditioned parts, you know. So that's why it's cheaper. You know, I rang up Garden Hire Spares today and asked about the parts for the Hater, and they're all because the engine's so new, they're all genuine parts. That's why it's more expensive. If I'd have put the engine on the shelf for about 6 months, the parts would have been copied, and I would have got half the price. But I don't have a time to have the engine sat still. I want to get it on and get it fixed. Still got to buy my broom, Pete. I'm going to check indoors. I reckon your mother-in-law's whipped it. What do you reckon? Do you reckon she's whipped it? I reckon she has. Yeah, the Merman's quite a cool bloke, you know. Some of the stuff he does I find a little bit repetitive, but then I suppose you could argue the same about me at times. You know, I can only do videos on what I get, what comes in. So I suppose he's much the same as me. The Mower Man, yeah, I don't know what's happened to him. He's had no uploads for a long while. He's gone to the States, is he? Yeah, bloody brilliant. Right, you talk amongst yourselves. I'll be 2 minutes. I'm going to ask the old mother-in-law what she done with it. I remember saying to her one day, and while she's there, you can sweep the floor. But I can't remember what she said. 2 seconds. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm back. Found it. Mrs. P was down the bottom of the garden the other day. Nana left my shears out in the rain, and my snips, and my broom. Fill of oil on them. They'll be fine. Line them up for now. Rental States. Do you have Do you have many riding mowers? To be fair, there's not a big call for ride-on mowers in my neck of the woods. I live in a 1946 build, which was built for relief pilots during the Second World War, as is this whole sort of area. And apart from that, we do suffer with a lot of new builds in this area. So the lawns are postage style stamp size, you know. Apart from mine's massive. They do them. They do use them down here, but there's just not a big call for them, and you know they hold their value. You can't pick a cheap one up down here really for anything less than about £350 £400. Yeah, Tyrrell fixes all. He's fantastic. Yeah, he's really good actually. Any idea where I can get a BL FBS 25 A1 flow bar strimmer carburetor? Cheers. All you got to do, I take it you've already got the strimmer, take it apart, and on the carburetor will tell you exactly what the carburetor is, and put it online. Simple. So literally get the carburetor. Let me find I've got one here. Look. Here's one. This is a steel one. So this is a steel carburetor, same sort of thing, and this is a Zama carburetor. So it'll tell you on there exactly what's what. So just take it off, have a look at it, and it'll tell you, mate. Then just order that up. He is very knowledgeable, extremely knowledgeable, and he's also in great detail too, which is what I like. Yes, it was a joke. I don't know where she stuck this broom. But yeah, it's down the bottom of my garden. To be fair, I have missed it for about 3 weeks, so that's why my shed's in such a wreck. Just getting tired. To be fair, my mother-in-law, she's fantastic. I can't knock her, despite I do get lots of stick. But I can't knock her because she does wonders for this family. 73 years old, and she's now. She works. She performs miracles every day. Every day performs miracles. Who's funny? Yeah, check it out on YouTube. Yeah. Does anyone have any ideas on a theme for a retro mod lawnmower project? Oh, just pick something, isn't it? Pick a project. A lawnmower can represent anything you want it to once you've got it running. Game of Thrones, anything, you know. We're getting there, people. We're starting to look a bit more tidy over this corner. Still got some of that to do yet, but I'm in no mad rush. Just trying to get rid of some of it. I make my biggest mistake sometimes by blowing off all my dirty lawnmowers in the shed. I should do it outside, but I don't. Yeah, the salmons are good, without a doubt. That's no problem, Neil. Reinventing jewelry on the high street. That's what it's all about, Susan. That's what it's all about. So I can turn my hand to pretty much anything. Anything. As long as the piece of equipment is generally intact. Here's that hedge cutter I did the other week. Now in the end, I did put another carburetor on it because the diaphragm's all shot on it, and a new that seems loose. A new gasket set for that was about £6.50. I got a carburetor from China. Took me 2 weeks to get it, right? £3.99 for a carburetor from China. Can you believe that? And look. Didn't even have to tune it. £3.99. How cool's that? Tell me about it. I didn't have to tune it. How crazy is that? £3.99 for a complete carb. Now, if that only lasts a month, right, that's still good. But if you can keep that carburetor running for a year, I did a steel one, an FS38 for a friend of mine. Funnily enough, his boy's got the same syndrome as Riley. I did one for him, and I put a cheap Japanese Chinese carb on there. That's 3 seasons ago. And I told him how to look after it during the winter, and it's never come back. Still run to this day. Carburetor now, Pete, £70. A proper steel one. In fact, that is a proper steel one. One I just had then. That's a proper steel one. There's 70 odd quid. All day long. All day long. Got some governor springs here. I'll leave them on there. Some spare Briggs and Stratton carburetors. 3.5 classics. Old gasket diaphragm there. That plug looks alright. That's brand new. I'll probably binned it in a fit of rage at some point. I picked up these the other day from a shop just down the road from me, literally just down around the corner. 4-stroke engine oil, SEA 30, 1 litre, £4. Well, that's quite reasonable. And he is literally just around the corner. Massive car, Pete. Yeah, they are strong money. I think they're about £70 for a brand new one. There's a company down near me called D&M Chainsaws. They deal with all proper stuff, genuine parts. They don't get no copy parts in there. Some of the bits they want is ludicrous, but it's what it is. You know, you want a genuine part. Hey, I do buy genuine parts from time to time, but not very often. Don't see the sense. And we all know how much Mick loves 2-stroke engines, don't we? Oh, Mick loves a 2-stroke engine. If you ever came across a spark plug stuck real bad that you can't even get it out, yep, yeah. And there's one, you can buy a special tool to remove them. It's called a hammer. Generally, you can buy them all different sizes, right? I'm not even playing with you. You can buy them like that. That's just for tapping it. But if you don't want to come out, then get the old Dizzy die out and give it a right good. No, I'm joking. You can apply a little bit of heat to it, just around the back of a spark plug. Apply a little bit of heat to it. That'll help. There's Ali. Warm it up a smidge. Give it a big whack. Yeah. Unfortunately, if you whack it, Pete, as you know, they can snap. But you can apply a little bit of heat to it, to the base of a spark plug where it threads in. That'll help. You can, as you say, you can give it a bit of a whack, not too hard, just to try and shock it. It's only where the materials are slightly different, it starts to corrode and starts to weld itself together, if you like. There should be no real reason why it shouldn't come out. It went in, right? Bit of oil. There's an oil pan. Life's hobbies. So everybody, life's hobbies and happenings. He is an absolutely fantastic fella. He does everything garden maintenance wise, ride on mowers, everything about his life, little tricks and bits and pieces. Go over to Life's Hobbies and Happenings and go and check him out. He is a 100% fantastic fella. Go check him out. He's cool. And he just had his hair cut recently. Hope you're enjoying your lunch here, buddy. What was great? When you respray your mowers, do you find there's any particular colour that sells best? Black sells good, but can be a pickle. Red always seems to sell really good. I mean, the best thing is try and keep it as genuine as you can. So if it is green, then paint it green. If it was black, do that. But I find red and black's the best. And also, it's the same as a car, isn't it? If you've got a red car and you wax it right up, put it through your car wash, whatever, and wax it right, it absolutely shines beautifully. So, and the same with any black cars, black and red, they tend to really buff up really well. That's what sells. Just goes to prove, I had that. What did I have out there the other week? What was that lawnmower the other week I had out there? Champion something, was it? Had an RV or RV 150 lump on it. That was sat over there for about 3 months doing nothing, and it ran sweet as a nut. But it's all scabby and peely, a bit like me. So I took it in. I probably used half a tin of red toolbox paint, half a tin of primer, half a tin of lacquer, bit of elbow grease here and there, what have you. And I didn't even advertise it. Someone came around and buy a lawnmower off me, and in the end they want that red one because it was just sitting there sparkling in the sunshine, So it don't matter as long as it looks nice. My only tip is take all the bits off of it. Take the wheels off, axles off, and do a proper job. Do a proper job. You have a lot of overspray, it looks hideous. Ain't worth doing. And also, that's what you want to do too. Don't make it about what sells. Don't get tied up in making money, you should also be enjoying it. You know, if I didn't enjoy what I do, I wouldn't do it. Right? It's not all about turning the pound. I was telling someone the other day about it. He was asking me if I could show him all my mowers, how much they're up for, and this, that, and the other, and blah blah blah. It's not about that. It's about talking to you guys, having a laugh, having a joke, and enjoying yourself. That's what it's mainly about for me. It's about having a good time and enjoying yourself. Oh, you're welcome, buddy boy. You're welcome. Black is good with a Honda lamp. I agree. I've got a McCulloch out there with a Briggs & Strap, which is Husqvarna engine sticker on it, and it looks spanking, I must admit. Not sold, though. What height have you got? Your height 56. I've got a 48 with a 56 bit of kit on it at the moment, 56 engine at the moment, and some bits. Okay, thank you, Susan. Fantastic. Nice to see you. Exactly. Treat it as a hobby. This is, I'm not. This isn't my business. This is a hobby. This is just what I enjoy to do. That's exactly it. If I didn't enjoy it, I would not do it. And there's so many people out there now. I was talking to someone the other week about the same thing. Mustn't forget that. That's righty, boys. Talking about Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Gumtree, pre-loved items, all that sort of stuff is absolutely riddled with lawnmowers, hedge cutters, trimmers, riddled with them. And it's such a hard marketplace now to sell on. But so many people I've had come in this year that they bought lawnmowers off of people and literally they're not running. We've got old boy the other week. He bought 2 lawnmowers, 10 and 11. He bought 2 lawnmowers from a car boot sale, told them they both run, and the bloke got them running. And within 2-3 days, they both packed up on him. You know, he just pulled it. Bloke's obviously just pulled a cord, fired it up, and turned it off. And you know what I mean? But you know, he's then come back to me. He's come to me, and then he's had to spend a bit more money. Well, in this case, he did a straight swap, and now he's got a mower. But you know, it's all the hassle. It's not all about making money. You know, look at the friends. You can look at the friendships you can form. One of my fellows who regularly comes into my yard, regularly. He's got his own lawnmower business, grass cutting business. What he does, and he was running cheap stuff, cheap kit. There's no getting away around it. He was running cheap stuff. So in the end, I said, "Look, brother, you need to spend some money here because you're spending money every single week coming to see me because you're running cheap, cheerful stuff that's not designed for the job." So he bought some stuff off of me. Honda HRX. I had a steel hedge cutter and a Honda Izzy, which is a cheaper model. I've not seen him for 2 months. I've not seen him because he's running good gear. So am I losing money? A friend that's formed, you know. I'm not going to rip the man off, but I'm being honest with him. You're running cheap, tacky equipment that's not designed to run 4 to 5 hours at a go. Hot Rod is in the house. Anyone that doesn't know Hot Rod, you need to go check Hot Rod out. He's super cool. He's over in the States. Go check that man out right away. He's fantastic. Do you have anyone close that you can change used parts with? Yes, I certainly do. There's about 2 or 3 in my local area who I'm pally with. A bloke called Taffy. He's fantastic, Welsh boy. He lives over the next town. There's a bloke that's at the end of my road. Literally, his garden's the same as mine, full up with mowers. So yeah, I do swap parts, and yeah, quite often he'll say you've got a grass box for this, or you got that for that, and yeah, we do trays. Yeah, that always helps. Nice hobbies. Pick up any old Sovereign or Champion mowers with metal decks. Yeah, they do stay solid. Put a Honda on top. Make £100 plus. Yeah, I agree with that. I do agree with that. You know. Yeah, that helps loads, and I do that with mine as well. Before you sell it, do a little video of it, upload it on YouTube, or just send it to them, one or the other. That helps loads. They can actually see it running. That's a good tip. Okay, Matt, I'll take that on, mate. Look after yourself. You're welcome, Hot Rod. Yeah, check out that hashtag. If anyone is interested in anything to do with small engines, whether it be petrol, diesel, rotavator, strimmer, weed eater, weed whacker, anything at all, there's a hashtag just coming by Hot Rod 21. Anyone that's not in the Small Engine Nation family that is in the UK that wants to join the Small Engine Nation, the only criteria is you must work on petrol engines to a certain degree or be involved in it, whether it be just cutting grass regularly or whether it is actually maintaining them. All you've got to do is when you release a video, you just got to put a hashtag on top. If you want to do that, give me an email at mixmo01@gmail.com and I can get you hooked up. Last hobbies, we'll get back to it. Take it easy, my man. Look after yourself. Nice for you to pop in. So all I'm doing literally is I'm just having a bit of a clear up around here, Hot Rod, because my shack is getting worse by the minute. I found my broom, which is a good thing. But I'm slowly making my way down to the other side there. I've got an old mobility scooter down there, which I need to get fixed. It only wants one of the directional things on it. And that, once that's gone and sold, that can be a lot more room. Where's Jacko got to? I spoke to Jacko just the other day, rang him up. He's doing okay. He's got a bit on his plate at the minute. That's about as much as I'm going to say. He's got a bit on his plate, but I think he's looking to come back relatively soon. I had a good chat on the phone with him for about 20 minutes just the other day. He's doing okay. He started a new job, as some of you may know, doing wheelchair stuff, welding wheelchairs from new. But he's got a bit on his plate at the minute. You know, as you can appreciate, doing these videos on YouTube takes a lot of time up. You know, when you're trying to run a family and keep the job down, all the rest of it, you know, it's tough. It's not as easy as people think. People think, oh, it's just what you've done in your past 10 minutes. It's time to get the video up, get all spares in, you know, get the video edited, get it all uploaded. It takes time. It takes time, and it's a lot of hard work. So, yeah, Jacko, I think, will be coming back at some point, but I shan't push him. He'll come back when he's good and ready. I need a big shed too. Not joking, mate. This old girl is probably about 15 years old. It's made of cedar, the frame itself, which is cool. So it's solid, and I think it's 10 by 15. It's just not functioning right. This bench here where you guys are needs to be over by the window, and that'd be my carburetor table and that, you know, fine work stuff. I mean, I don't need all this lot here behind me. I don't need all of that. So I've got 4 shelving stacks. Then go over the back wall, out the way. I might just put another workbench over the far corner, just a small one, just for like spraying stuff up and what have you. And then when I put a new floor on it, because the floor is absolutely shot, it's just being held together by the bits of plywood at the moment. When that's all done, then I'm going to move the whole right down the bottom of the garden out of the way, run a new cable through, probably hardwire some internet down there, and that'll give me a lot more space, so that'd be cool. It's held up very well. Considering I didn't buy it brand new, I bought it off a farmer. I had to drive across this field with a transit van, take it down, put it on the back of the van, stack it all up and bring it around here. That's why I had to cut the floor, because my back garden, the access had one of them brick arches. I couldn't get it in there, so it was either knock the arch down or cut the floor. Hindsight, should have knocked the arch down. But I cut the floor, and that's why she's buckled. So she's actually bending in all 4 points. But it's doing okay. It serves a purpose, right? So that's pretty cool. Just trying to have a bit of a tidy up, bit of a clear up. I found my broom at long last. Getting to old mowers, Mick, and Atco. That's the one that Roy is on about doing. Is that the one with the big fan on the side, Pete? My wife wants to know if your wife has any hobbies. Yes, she does. Looking after the kids. And I don't mean that rudely or sexistly or nothing like that. I don't mean anything like that. That's what she likes to do. You know, she puts herself before them kids every single second of the day. She doesn't like massages, although she has gone for some. It's just not her thing. She doesn't like that. She very rarely gets her nails done. She has her hair done once a month or so, you know. But as you can appreciate with little Riley boy, he takes up so much of our time. And this is why I do what I do. By doing a video, gets Riley boy out the house, out of mum's way, and gives mum a bit of time to herself. But yeah, no, me and Mrs. P, before we had kids, as you all do, we used to do a lot, you know, country walks and what have you. But yeah, she does have hobbies. Yeah, she does. She's got a good network of friends as well within the same Smith McGuinness family that Riley has. Same syndrome. We've got a big family in there which we chat to. We see people and we go off and do stuff, and yeah, it's cool. But you know, I work nights, don't forget. So generally we just bed hop. So as Suzanne's getting out of bed, I'm getting into bed. You know, and vice versa. She'll come home from work in about 2 hours, and she jumps straight into bed. She'll be straight into bed. Because don't forget, we've been awake since 1:30 this morning. Every single morning, 1:30 in the morning, we're awake. We're Riley boys, so don't forget, you know, our day is not like everybody else's. But we're off to Turkey soon. 7 of us. So really am looking forward to that and cannot wait for that to happen. We're nearly there. It's all paid for, all done. Just literally got to go. So can't wait for that. Yeah, I think the one that Roy's the boy was looking at had a kickstart on it. Pete. That's the one with the big wheel, isn't it? Yeah. I think he found one up his way for about 20 quid. I don't know if he picked it up yet though. So here's that chainsaw. That I fit the new brake to it. I still got a tuner card ready yet. Because the brake, if you remember right, the brake wasn't working on it. The brake was not working. And I fixed that choke by putting a Briggs & Stratton carburetor thing on top of it. Do you remember that? Shall I fire it up? Let's get a fire on. Bit of choke. So it's just ticking over too fast. Just got to tune it. I haven't got to service it, got to sharpen it up. That one's sweet now. Sweet as. I can live down there out of the way. Well, I think we have earned it this year. I mean, we've not had a holiday for a decent holiday for about, well, I proposed to my wife, we're pushing 5 years this August. So we've not had a decent holiday for 6 years. I proposed to her the year before. So 6 years. We never had no honeymoon because no one could have Riley. So we never had a honeymoon, nothing. And that's quite common within the family network that we live in. Quite common. That's what it is, hey? But it should be good. We're off to Turkey for 14 nights. 7 of us. So that'll be me, Mrs. P, Riley boy, Ethan, Josh, and Brandon. That's his 3 brothers, and Ethan, my oldest son. His girlfriend. So that'd be cool. And we're staying in a place called Oludeniz or Uludeniz, which is on the southwest point of Turkey. If you've never been to Turkey before, I highly recommend it, and stay down the southwest coast on Oludeniz. Fantastic place to stay. Yeah, proper old mo, that's right. I think they're fully worth doing. I mean, there's another fella called what was his name? He's got a channel. Oh, his name escapes me. Can't remember his name now. There's another fella. He did one. Rusty something. Rusty Packet. Rusty Bolt. No, you beat me to it. Rusty someone. Rusty someone. Can't remember on my subscriptions. Anyone got it? Not yet. Rusty Skull Productions. Yeah, he had one. He did one up, which is cool. But then again, you know, it's are you going to use it? Are you going to sell it? Are you going to show it? You know, what are you going to do with that? When it's all done and done up properly and looks absolutely spanking, they're worth the money. But there's a select market for it. So when I come to the US, come and stay here with us. We'd love to have you. Whereabouts are you? We're supposed to be, if we can get it, heading off to Texas next year, if we can do it. They're holding a conference for parents and carers of Smith-Magenis syndrome over in Texas, and it looks like I've been invited over there because I'm also a trustee with that charity to a certain degree. I'm a UK representative, so any newly diagnosed families that come in via the US, they get transferred over to me, so we can link them up with other families over in the UK. So we are on the way over to Texas at some point. Yeah, that will be super cool. I'm looking forward to it. That's a 3-day conference in Texas. 2 years ago, it was in Pittsburgh, I believe. I'm not quite sure exactly where it's been held this time, but they have asked me to come over. So it all depends on Riley. I'd have to take Riley with me, and I'd have to bring Mrs. P because it wouldn't be fair on her to leave Riley over here with Mrs. P for 3 or 4 days, not completely on her own. Because we work well as a team. You see, you know, we're a tag team, and Riley does need 2-to-1 care at times. Indiana, cool. That'd be cool. Got a big old 21-inch ransoms in the shed. BSA. Cool. I'd like to see a photograph of that, Pete. That'd be cool. Email me a photograph, Pete. That'd be lovely. I'd love to see that. Yeah, Terrell's in Indiana. Yep. This is cheap. I got this jet wash from a car boot sale. Brand new, never been used. I think I paid about 20 quid for it. Brand new, never ever been used. I fired it up the other day. That's down here somewhere. So we're getting there, people. That echo was pretty good. I'll keep that. I'll put that away because that's Riley's mobility buggy case. When we go to Turkey, we'll be taking that with us. Put that down there for now. So we are winning slowly but surely. This is the area I want to get clear because I want to take this shelf out here, get rid of all that stuff there, and then all my shelving system can come over here and I can stack it up higher. The floor will probably cave in then, I expect, and I'll have to do something with it. Felt nails. Can I have enough felt nails? Let me go over here. But at the moment, it's just a bit of a balancing act. Everything is balancing, and it does me in. But eventually, I want to have different storage for all my bits. So I've got a nice Husqvarna grass box there. That's got to go for 30 quid, right? On eBay. I might just stitch that up. One hole there, stitch that up and list that. That'll probably sell. If I can remember what that come off of. Some polystyrene coving there. That's got to go up at some point. I might put that up there. That'd be cool. Hang that up. And I've got a big bucket here full of big bucket full of over there, RV parts, brick parts, air filter boxes, fuel tanks. Kel's had it. I'll take that out. Yeah, that's had it. But what I'll do with that. So when you get you can just join it and snip it. Snip that about there, be fine. That'd be cool. Hello, Eric. Cool. Nice to have you about. Nice to see you, buddy boy. I will take it easy. Definitely take it easy. I don't know how to do anything else, brother. Airboxes and filters. Anyone know we've got a 25mm? I think it's 25 mil. Let me double check what that is. I think that's 22 mil. Yep. Yeah, anyone got a 25mm interior Boss? Struggling to find one knocking about. I can buy them brand new, but if anyone's going to get a 2022, so I'm on 25. That's one that was split. Yeah, split. Come on, Mick. Where's the brush? I found the brush. Here. Sorry. Down the bottom of the garden. Well, I wouldn't expect to have it. Because Mrs. P used it. I know where everything is in my shed. You're making out as if this is some kind of messy shed, but it's not. You can quite clearly see it's better than what it was about an hour ago. Let's get in there. A nice big tabletop saw there. I picked up my car boot. That's cool. That all works. We're winning. No, we are winning. We're definitely winning, people. We're definitely winning. Yeah, my old shed is absolutely knackered. She's falling apart at the seams. It's for. Do you remember I did a spray job on a lawnmower, a lawn flight lawnmower, a red one. It had a Honda engine on top, so it's for a Honda engine. And from what I recall, it had a star shape on the bottom of the boss. I don't know what I actually did with the boss. The boss broke. That's right, the boss had broken. But it's got a built-in keyway into it, a straightforward, straight keyway. So like that, but reverse peak. So the keyway is actually built into the boss. Yeah. A male part of it, not female. It's around the side. The engine runs sweet, but I just can't find a boss for it. I might have to make something up in the end, just to make it all come together. So many RV and SV50 tanks and bits and pieces. So many of those. Nice Honda pull cord there. we'll go down here. Oh. Champion Atco lawnmower tank or Crowcast. That will go up there for now. And that can be put up on top of it. See? That's what I've got. Bit more room. Let's get in there. Time for a sit down. I've been working too hard today. I tell you. Cool, that'd be good, Pete. That'd be cool. If there'd be when you send me a photograph of that lawnmower, I'll send you one back. So you can see it. So it's like one I did one I used a fiberglass resin kit on. Do you remember that? Had a big hole on the side of it. It's round the side there. So I'll get that done. It's little things I want to do in here. I want to get some brackets made up so I can hang all my handles up. Not fork handles, lawnmower handles. So I can do that. I just like to have a general tie up. It's like I've got some kitchen units here. I don't utilise them as well as perhaps I could do. Just don't utilise them. All stuff in here which is just slung in. A load of those ratchets. They actually belong on my trailer. They don't actually belong in my shed. But that's another project that's coming up within my trailer. That's due for overhaul very soon. Oh my lord! I was saying to Roy as a boy the other day. Can't find me tester, me multimeter. I just purchased one just this morning, literally right in front of my head at all times. Oh, can you believe that? Doesn't that make you mad? I haven't found that for since I put that shelving system up there. Turn that on, and it works. Yeah, it works. Really annoyed now. Well, not annoyed. I'm pleased I found it, but I've just bought another one for about 20 quid. And if I find that 40mm socket in here, then I'm really going to scream. The sandpaper, that goes over there. Roebuck 5/8. What do I need for that? That's rusted. Cliff, you don't need to do any work, mate. Today's Friday. You ain't got to work today. Not on a Friday. Just tell the governor. Mick said I ain't got to work today. $19mm socket. I'll keep that. 19mm is always handy. Don't even know what that is. Silicon bottles. That's a nice little pair of snips, them. Quite like them. Let's keep them. No idea. Raw plugs, cheap and tacky, don't need them. Tap washers, 3/4, we'll have them. Quick dry and filler, that might have gone by now. No, it's still good. We'll keep that. Another silicone bottle. 1/2 inch tap washers. 12 and a 13mm, I'll keep that. No idea. 5/16, I don't need that. So I've got them already. So short stub extension, I'll keep that. Insulated 17mm. Don't need that. Spare plug. I'll keep that. Don't need that. See? Now it's empty. I've got to find something to put in there. I'll find something. That's my pressure washer. Yep. Keep that. And I want to keep my height a bit as well. Height work. Not going to guarantees any good anymore because it was run without oil in it, so the guarantees is void. Steel wedge. Righto, Pete. No worries, mate. Good to have you aboard, buddy. Yeah. Okay, I'll check you out a bit later on, mate. No worries. G-Man, can you get an autograph? Do you want one of my stickers, G-Man? Chance of me using that are going to be very, very slim. Just have a bit of a tidy up for those that just come in. So I thought I'd do a live whilst I'm doing it. Mrs. P's at work, Ryder Boy's at school. So I thought I'd just chew the fat with you. Have a chat, have a natter. Not a lot on. Jumper and shorts. So I need to empty out also my oil dispenser. That's nearly full. That's a must. And I'll take that down the old recycling centre. Put up to there now. I've got two of those to get rid of there. This is a fantastic bit of kit. This saves so much mess. The oil smells cooked. It's as black as your hat, I know that. So I've got another lawnmower which I'm due to work on very soon, but I'm just trying to put it off until I get that Hater engine half sorted. I want to get at least get it put back together, or all the bits in one area. It's on the table at the moment, so I've got a bit of space over here behind me, so I may put all the bits up on there out of the way so I get some more bits of kit in. I don't want to be moving stuff about and losing any bits. We'll get down to the fixed stuff now. Really is stinky old stuff. I'm just going to go down the tip then, down the recycling centre. It's nearly full too. That's old. Put it next to the other old one. Bang it down the tip. Goes on there. Cool. That's that empty. Ready for next time. 11 people watching. Is the chat frozen or something? I'm not seeing a lot of people chatting on here. Are you all falling asleep? I don't know about doing a mower stock tour, buddy boy. So you can see what I've got. I'll show you what I have got, but I shan't be telling what there is for how much are for sale. As I said to you before, it's not about making money. It's about enjoying yourself. But I've only probably got about, how many have I got in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 11 mowers in at the minute. G-Man, do you do buy sell mowers do as well? Is that your interest? Is that what you do as well? If so, why don't you do any channels? Odds and sods. Have you never considered doing videos yourself? It's always good to get another perspective from somebody else, you know. You only know a cheap phone or camera. Hot Rod, look after yourself, buddy boy. I'll see you and talk to you soon. Thanks for dropping in, buddy. It's good to see you. Need to fill up my WD-40 as well. There it is. Such a lovely day over here today. We're supposed to be having rain, but it looks like it's picked right up, which is cool. Yep, overfill. Let's pour a bit back out of there, back into there. Gonna get some more of that as well. Looking a bit tidy now, people. I'm going to get to work on the other side. Hang that back up. Now I've slowed down a bit. Well, I've slowed down. You slowed down, Max. Oh, no, it has slowed down. I'll get you. Ian Matthews. There's another man that was born in a shed. If you don't know Ian Matthews, then you should do. He's a fantastic fella. I'm convinced he was actually physically born in a shed. I'm convinced of it. Yeah, I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to tidy it up. Just ignore this bit just here. Ignore that section. That's not even there, E. Don't even look at that. Hot Rod's just ducked out. He literally was there no less than about 2 minutes ago, E. But I'm sorting out this side of the shed first. So now I can move my stuff over here and get to grips with that stuff over there. And I'm just having a bit of a thin out because I've got too much stuff, as you can probably appreciate, Ian. You know what I mean? So G-Man, so not really in particular, just an area for ideas and the odd fix. Yeah. Well, I mean, you need to do what works for you. As I said to you, you've got to do what works for you. You've got to know, first of all, you've got to know your area. You've got to know what sells in your area. So like I say to you, I think you're Norfolk way from what I remember. My memory serves me right. You've got to do what works for you, what's in your area, and what people want. In my area, people don't want your big fancy mowers. As you can see, I've got big Viking. They're both still here. Big Honda, that's still here. The big McCulloch, that's still here. The ones that sell in my area are the small little tiny ones. They're the ones that really sell. So you do what works for you, and there's plenty of other people on there as well. You can get good tips and hints off of, and they'll see you right. I wasn't born in a shed, but having been wed 35 years, I know my place. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I've only been married 5, brother, and I know my place. I'm seriously considering moving in here at some point. No, I ain't playing. A27 just bypass is slow. It's normal. So that's that part of the shed done anyway. I think it's time for a rest. I can't continue to work at this pace. Ian says, I just picked up a petrol Suffolk Punch. Looks hard to use. I take it that's petrol. The petrol Punch. 30S, is it, Ian? Is it 30S? I did one the other day, actually. 30S. What do I do to that? Oh, yeah, pull cord fix, yeah. That was on a 30S. Nice little 10 socket there. I should keep that. Can't have enough 10mm sockets, can we, people? Do you think mowers with adjustable wheels sell better? Yes, I do, because only because it gives you a variant, doesn't it? I've had a couple of fixed wheel ones, and they sell them here in the UK. They sell them in our hardware stroke DIY centres, the fixed wheel ones. But even those have adjustables on them. All you do is you just literally unscrew the whole wheel and drop it down. We've got 3 options normally. Yeah, definitely 110% adjustable wheels sell better as well. And also finding the new style ones, which they have a lot in the States with the really thin wheels, they tend to sell quite well too. You're bidding on a 35S right now. Fantastic. 35S cylinder, so that's a Crowcast, isn't it? I saw a bloke who I sold mine to a little while ago. He's chuffed with his. Again, they're nice, the old cylinder mowers, but there's a select market for it. Generally, the older generation tend to use them over here, especially granddads, because they have lawns, so they don't have gardens with kids stamping all over in them. So they tend to have nice lawns, which is cool. But there's not a massive market from here. So I've done. How many have I done this year? I've done 4 this year. I've done 2 35Ss. I did a Commodore, didn't I? I want to say B14 or B17. That went to an elderly gent, and he had big Lister engines in his garage. Well, that's cool. And then I did the 30S as well. Yeah, I've done 4 this year, which is probably 2 more than last year on the cylinders. I tend to get a couple in. All of a sudden, they just take off. They just sell. But there's quite a lot of work involved with those, and you've got to know what you're doing, because lots of people don't know. Getting them running is not the hard bit. Getting them running is actually the easy bit. It's making sure that they cut correctly and that the blades are cutting true and level. And if the blades need back lapping at all, or if they need sharpening, and lots of places nowadays you have to send the blades away. It's a dying market for. Let me put you down a smidge. It's a dying market for people sharpening those sort of blades now. There's not a lot of people do it, and it's expensive to do it too. It's not as cheap as what it was. Sometimes just back lapping with grinding paste. Use the thicker stuff first and run the blades backwards, and then wash it off and put the thinner stuff on. That tends to help quite a bit, which is good. And it cuts right, but they need to be running exactly right. And if they're not running right, then it just ruins the lawn. Doesn't cut even. And for people who have really nice lawns as well, you know, it's nice to see a lawn with nice stripes looking really good. But if it's not cutting true, then you'll leave lumps and bumps in it. My grass is due to be cut, but I'm putting it off because we've got some more bad weather coming in, which is good. Because my lawn was starting to die off, so I'm just letting my lawn grow out a bit more. And the bees are having a good time down here too. The bees are having a whale of a time in the munch about on the old pollen. So I'll just leave it be for a couple of days. I might cut it Wednesday. See how we get on. So what are you up to, Ian? Are you busy, or what are you up to? Are you just moping about? Yeah, you can hand file them, definitely. The only downside to hand filing them, in my opinion, is it's much like sharpening a chisel, and that is only one person should sharpen it. If you work at a workshop or anything like that, only one person should sharpen a chisel because their angles differ. So if you're doing it all by hand, your angle may be different to how somebody else does it next time. So it does wear the blades unevenly. But if you can do it, that's fantastic. It's a good trade. As I say, it is a dying trade. There's not a lot of people do it, but nowadays they send them off, and they go onto a big jig, and it just spins up and down and grinds them. So there's no art in it at all. It's all done by machine. I need to look at mine as a petrol rotavator under a carb, full of water. Yeah, standard. That should go, Louis. That should still go. I want to put my air compressor under here. That's what I want to do. Because it's right out in the middle of the shop at the minute. Right where I can fall over it. And you know me and health and safety. Yeah, that'll go in there, won't it? Look at that. That's made for that. Nearly. Yeah. There you go. See? That's cool. Perfect. That was made to go in there. I'm going there. I'm going there. See? Now, I've got that much more room left. My old strimmer. I'll be working this weekend. Got 6 lawns to go and cut today, or tomorrow. The weather holds up. Get them done. I'm getting there, people. It's a bit tidier. Mandy, just getting into the mowers. Love watching the videos. Keep them coming. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. It all takes time. That's a problem. It all takes time. So what are you working on at the moment then, Mandy? Anything? What have you got in currently? And lots of people say start off with Briggs and Stratton's 3.5 Classics. You know, I disagree with that, because the Briggs and Stratton 3.5 Classic, although it's an easy engine to work on and everything else, it doesn't broaden the horizons. I would highly recommend getting an engine in and just strip it down the nuts and bolts and put it back together, just to learn. Don't be scared of it, just strip them down. Look at the room behind here. I didn't know I had this part of a shed. I know. I just literally, hey, Ian, I could put a bed in there. Literally, I could put a bed in there. I got, look, watch. That's how much more room I've got now. I can physically move. I just found a brush cutter as well. Didn't know I had that either. If I can get it out. Look at that. That's brand new. I ain't done nothing. What age is that? 2014. That'd be a project. That turns over. That'd be a project. Got loads of stuff going in here. Shauna Sparks, how are you doing? I sound like Captain Jerk. How are you doing? Uncle Ian. So all I'm doing is just literally having a tidy up today, because stuff was getting on top of me literally, and couldn't even see the fire for the smoke. You know what I'm saying? Just found my brand new packet of ear defenders plugs, which can go up from the other 35 packets. Oh, just found a Flymo strimmer. Electric one. That's cool. I found my broom as well, Ian. That took me about an hour to find that. Just literally having a tidy up. It's amazing what stuff you find. Just found a throttle cable, which works. How cool is that? Didn't know I had that. That goes in there. You're good. I'm glad to hear that. Boston Kitty Cat. New sub. Welcome aboard this crazy ship. Normally there's two of us in here. Everybody else will vouch for me is that my comrade who helps me with the videos is much better than me at my videos. So if you stick around, the other videos that are coming out, no doubt you'll see my partner in crime. He's at school at the moment, but he's super cool, and his name's Riley Boy. And without a doubt, he is the main star of the show. He is super cool. You don't need a brush because you can't see the floor, Ian. That's not correct. There is a floor there somewhere, Ian. I can guarantee you. I just found mine, and I'm not liking the condition of mine. Mine is held together. Mine's got a big crucifix. Mine should be solid oak beams, solid oak floorboards to go across that way, and I've got sheets of board that go that way just to tack it together until I get it moved. But she is due to be moved very soon. So I can't wait to do that. I need a cable tie to hang up my juice cord. No, I had some cable ties somewhere, didn't I? And a big bunch of them. What did I do with my cable ties? There we are. Riley boy is without a doubt a stunner. He's not doing very well today, unfortunately. He's not a very happy boy today. He gone to school, but he's not happy. He's just struggling the whole day in tow. He's been up since 1:30 this morning, and he's finding today a particular struggle. So the bus driver rang me up and said, "You got to come pick him up because he's not doing very well." So I picked him up, took him to school. When the school rang me up and said he's okay, but he's struggling. So no doubt we shall hear from him when he gets in today. What sort of day he's had, but he's not doing very well today, which is normal for Riley boy. He does struggle at the best of times with day-to-day life, as you all know. But hopefully he'll be alright when he gets in. First thing he'll ask me is, "Daddy, I'm doing a video today, and Daddy, do I have a parcel?" Not, "Hi Daddy, how are you? How's your day been?" No, none of that. It's, "Where's my parcel, Daddy?" So should you have a parcel come today at some point? I've ordered 2 foot long LED lights to put up on the shed, say mixed mowers and small engination, something like that. So at last I'll have my name in lights. Which, to be fair, my headmaster always said your name will be up in lights. I don't think that was a positive thing though. I think that was more of a negative thing. Ian, my floor's made out of wood. I can see it. We're winning, people. Roy the boy is in the house. Anyone doesn't know Roy the boy, pop over to go and see Roy the boy. He's fantastic. Also check out Ian Matthew, who's super cool. Also go and check out Sean, who's super cool as well. So everyone getting amongst each other there. Give each other a like, a tap, a sub, a thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you need to do. Yeah, Max is back in the room. Yeah, Max was here. He had to duck out for a bit, but he's now back. That's it. That's what you do. Talk amongst each other. That's what it's all about. Spread the word. Spread the word. Let each other know what's going on. What's that? That's 2-stroke haul. I don't want to put 2-stroke and 4-stroke together if I can help it. Empty cans of lacquer. Background recycle. Another black bag. How long have we been running now? Oh, that's not bad. 2.5 hours that's been running, just to tie the old shed up. But needed doing. I can now get in this side, so that's cool. I might move my hater stuff off the bench in a bit and put it over one side. Then parts should be in for the hater. Hoping Monday or Tuesday. They should be back. That should be cool. I need to get a spare tub. I've got a vast amount of used filters which I want to clean. I don't believe in chucking old filters away, especially when they're like that. You know, if that's darn near brand new, I'll just trim that all a bit off and just soak them in petrol, and they can be good to go again for another day. We've got some more petrol today. I'm nearly out of petrol. Here's my tripod for the next video. Blade balancing tool. I need that. That's it. Share the love, people. Share the love. Talk amongst each other. This is kind of cool. I picked this up from when we moved depots on the railway. This is kind of cool. It might interest you, Ian. It's an old paraffin burner. It's used for we use it for making tea on the side of a track. That's kind of cool. Don't know if there's a date on there or not. It was before I was born. We've got a date on there. It's a Primus number 5. That's kind of cool. I'm not seeing a date on it anywhere. That's nice though. Isn't that nice? So we used to make tea on the side of a track. Stick a kettle on there and boil a brew up. Nowadays they have these things called kettles where you just touch a button, electric kicks in. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it is cool actually. Yeah, I don't know how old it is. It's quite old. I might fire it up one day. I'll do it outside the shed, of course, in case it all goes peculiar. Well, my shed is looking a lot better now. I've tackled this side. I'm going to tackle the other side and get rid of all the stuff I don't need, and then I can start to organise it, start to move stuff about. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, it is cool, isn't it? Yeah, it is very nice. I've often looked at it and thought I'd do something with that. It is kind of cool. There's the old clamps of it. Unclamps. All cool. It's all there. I can't find a date on it. There's no date on there. But it's knocking on. It's knocking on. I've got loads of BR stuff, British Rail stuff, boots, jackets, lamps coming to railway. It was stuff I got from an old abandoned railway depot when we moved in there about 18 years ago. Big old Parker jackets with the black buttons on it. Yeah, it's cool. So what have you been up to then, Roy? You been up to much? I'll have to go shortly because Riley Bum will be home very, very soon. I need to at least prep the house ready for when the little tornado comes in. Captain Jerk was live as well. He was live a half hour ago. I missed that one. Oh, I was live, that's why. Boston, just wanted to stop by and say hi. You're from the drama community, Bob, at YouTube. Yeah, you have a great day too. There's always some kind of drama on YouTube. There's always something kicking off and what have you. Always something going on. Roy is driving. Is that you, Dizzy Die? Dizzy Die, is that you? For those who don't know who Dizzy Die is Roy's gorgeous wife. She's that gorgeous, I've even named a hammer after her. That is my Dizzy Die. So Roy is driving. What, driving you mad? If he is, I know the feeling. So I can't do much more today because time is of the essence. So I've made a good start today. And it's got this side of a working workshop up and running, but I need to get over the other side, get the mobility scooter out, get that up and running at some point, and start to work my way down. I've got some shelves with lots of stuff on and some shelves with nothing on. So I need to get all that done. I've got a few tents to sort out, although I am due to use a tent very soon. We're going to be doing a charity event for Riley's charity for the Smith McGuinness Syndrome UK Foundation. We're doing a 24-hour cycle ride around Bala Lake in Wales. Be about 15, 20 dads who've all got kids the same as Riley, and we're going to be cycling for 24 hours around the lake. So watch out for that video. That'll be coming up soon. That'll be cool. We just recently last year done the National Three Peaks Challenge, where we climbed Ben Nevis, Scafell Pike and Snowdonia in 30 hours, which was about 29 miles, 70,000 steps, and we raised nearly £20,000 for Riley's charity. So that was cool. Super cool. So I made a good start today. As I said, I've ordered the parts up for that hater. That should be in tail end of beginning of next week. Hopefully they're done. So that hater should be up and on the road very, very soon. Looking forward to that. The shed's looking a lot better. I don't know what lawnmower to bring in next. I might do an engine swap. I've got a couple of mowers around the side. Some decks are shot, some decks are good, some engines are bad, some engines and what have you. Yes, I thought he was driving a mad die. So I've got to do that. Yeah, I might do an engine swap next, I think. And I've also got a 450 E series engine lurking in the depths down here, which would be an engine swap. I'll get the cable out. There she is there. Apparently that's a runner. And I've got one over the other side, which is really, really, really playing up. I want to come out of there. So I might get this one up and running. 125cc. It looks in relatively good nick actually. Just trying to find the engine code on it. Here it is. That's a 2012 model. So I might get that one up and running next. 450e. And stick that on that one over there that's playing up. So that could be next. I could do that. I might also design a new table rig as well, so I can run lawnmowers up on the bench. Just drill 3 holes in and drill a big hole through the centre, so I can run engines up. Did you get the parts from Briggs? I ordered them via Garden Hire Spares, Pete. There's not much difference in the price, or bar a couple of quid. So it's relatively easy. I've even got a blade boss for that Briggs down there too. Actually, Pete, that looks relatively light, a 25mm. Might be. Let's have a look. I've got a boss here. Let's have a look at that. No, it's 22, Pete. So that's 22, Pete. But that's like the one I need, Pete. See that boss? See that keyway inside? That's what I need, like that. But 25mm. But mine had a star on the bottom of it, which fits the blade for that. If anyone's got one, give us a shout. That'd be cool. No, it's not, Pete. It's 22mm. Lots of Mar nowadays. I don't have a try. I've got a big box full of bosses, and I even spoke to Roy the boy about it the other week, and he's only got 22s as well. So I don't know why it's different. But the shaft is 25mm, so that's what's needed, I suppose. Ian, is there any chance of getting one of your stickers off of you, please, buddy? I'll do a sticker exchange with you. If you either drop me your email in the live, or if not, just give me an email at mixmowers01@gmail.com, or go onto my channel, onto my about page, and it's on there, mate. If you want to send me over a sticker, buddy, I'll do an exchange with you, mate, and give you one of mine. That'd be cool. Also, Roy, I've got Snobby's email address for you to send one over to Snobby. I know he was after doing a trade with you as well, buddy. I've got his email address. But our sticker box is coming nicely at the moment. Lots of stickers on there. That keeps Riley boy busy. I've still got the nice little flip flop as well. It's cool. Riley loves that. Don't think you got a star one. I don't think it's life or death, Pete. To be fair, because what I should probably do is, as long as I can fit the blade onto it, I'll probably end up grinding the star section off. No, so the star section is on the boss, on the blade. So I might just cut the holes through, measure it, and cut the holes through, and just put a bolt so it's centralised. That'll be fine. As long as it's within sort of 1 to 2 mil, it won't be horrendous. Lots of people get so et up over making sure that the blade bosses have the 2 knobs on it and it's in line or whatever. As long as it's half sensible, because a lot of the haters, they don't have them on there, or you don't even have locating lugs. He loves the flip flop. In fact, he loves everything that boy gets. He's over the moon. I know that people have sent him some Kinder eggs recently, and you know he really has been spoilt rotten. And it's just nice to see that little tiny face smile when he gets the parcel in, and you know he just loves to loves to get a little parcel and loves to receive a little tiny gift. It doesn't have to be expensive with Riley. Riley would be happy with a piece of string with a washer tied to the end of it. You know, Riley is that easily pleased. He doesn't need Xboxes and that sort of stuff. He's got iPads, of course. He's awake early in the morning, but he's got all the stuff he needs. But literally, Riley is happy just with a water pistol and, you know, some of the chase. He's happy with that. Righto, Pete. What I'll do is, before we go any further with it, mate, I'll just try and find that old boss and I'll measure the distance between the bottom of the boss to the top to see what sort of length that is. I've got it over in that big black bucket behind me, just about there. It's in there somewhere, so I'll double check that before going any further with it, mate. Roy's at home now and he's on his laptop. That's fantastic. Just having a tidy up, Roy. I've done quite well today, to be fair. I've done the first half, so I've got the other half to do. That'll probably be next week now. I've got just lots of stuff just to sort out and move about. And then I've got an old hater behind here, which is no good. That can just be scrapped. It is no good at all, even for parts. I've had most of the bits off of it. So that can go. I might put the mobility scooter right down the bottom of the shed, down the bottom of the garden, out of the way. So I get a part for that. And then that'll free up all that space there, all that stuff. That'll all be gone then. And then all my shelf stacks, I can move over the other side. Then my floor will collapse, my shed will fall down, and that'll be the end of Mixed Mothers. That way. Compared to what it was last, at the beginning when I first started the channel up, I was on one of these big wooden tables just here, just there, and I was actually doing it outside in the rain. I think it was about -2. I was doing mowers, so I'm gonna get a heater in here for next year, and I can do it in relatively warmth, so that'd be cool. Right, so people, I think I'm going to leave it there for now. I've been running 2.5 hours. I've bored you all long enough, but it was super fantastic to meet you all again and to have a nice chat and to share the community. And it's nice to have new people come in. Will be a video or two coming out over the weekend, I dare say. I've got some done, just got to be uploaded. And don't forget, this weekend is Father's Day over here in the UK, so no doubt I should be taken out, wined and dined somewhere, or just left in a ditch to get drunk. But it'd be cool. So thank you very much for everyone that popped over to come and see me. Really, really enjoyed it. I mean, I can't go. Why not? Roy, I've been here for 2.5 hours. Mrs. P's home in about 10 minutes. Yeah, definitely, yeah. If not Roy, you should go live. Do you know what I mean? This wasn't even intended. It was just an idea that me and Roy had earlier on to try and see if my laptop would work out in my shed, and it does. So it'd be good because when I go on live streams at 2:30 in the morning, I can do it out here and not wake everybody up. So I wasn't even sure this would even work. So I can't go because you said. Yeah, but I have the power, Roy, of the big red button, and I can just end the stream at any given time. Anyway, it was cool to see you all and have a good chat and what have you. So don't forget, spread the word, keep sharing with each other, keep subscribing to each other. It's all about the small channels getting pushed up there, making channels nice and big and successful. If you've got any questions, any queries, please email or text Roy Zaboy. He will tell you all you need to know. Or you could ask me, but I'll probably give you the wrong advice anyway. But thank you very much, and I'll see you all again on my next video or on my next live stream. Until then, take it easy, people, and I'll see you all soon.